Good afternoon, teacher and everyone here. My name is Nelson Jaramillo, and I am going to talk about Pasantias 2, lesson plan 2, present perfect. This lesson plan was designed for students of fifth grades of baccalaureate with elementary level of English. The duration for this class is 45 minutes. Before starting this lesson plan, I have to clarify that the following objectives are related with the basic skills to develop in English, such as listening, speaking, writing, and reading. After finishing this lesson plan, students will be able to first identify the following instructions. Second, accurately name the present perfect. Third, recognize the present perfect in text. And finally, construct sentences with the present perfect. The topic for this class is present perfect. I will think that present perfect is one of the most difficult things to learn for students. If we teach the present perfect effectively, students will understand that the present perfect in English is always connected in some way to the present moment in time. Continuing with the parts of this lesson plan, the methodologies that I will apply for this class are communicative language teaching, which embrace the importance of all four language skills and aims to achieve communicate competence. Grammar translation method is ordered to learn grammatical rules and vocabulary of the target language. It should be translated into L1 to provide a better understanding. Direct method where learners communicate and think entirely in L2. TBL, task-based learning, in which students solve a task that involves an authentic use of language rather than completing simple language questions about grammar or vocabulary. On the other hand, the strategies that will be applied are whole class work, individual work. To activate the class through an anticipatory test, I will take class with a dialogue about my vacations, where I assist to a tibia context. Then, I will explain in what consists a tibia context, where people show their cultural knowledge using tibia can help to boost students' confidence and increase their motivation levels. Before to start with the activity, mentioned of my experience introducing the time of present perfect. As a warm-up activity, I will start with games called how many times since in which students have to come up with common daily activities and collect the response on. Um, Next, I will call up the students in turn and ask them how many times they have performed this action since a certain point in time. For example, how many times have you brushed your teeth since last night? A student's mean answer. I have brushed my teeth twice since last night. Um, Before the warm up, I will study the use of tibia, use a grammar also. I will divide the class into two groups and tell students that they must participate in tibia contests. Also, I will explain grammar about the present perfect. I prepared for 10 a poster with presentation of following which when we form the present perfect. 10. Uh, I will choose a student from one group and ask him her a question. If they get it right, assign 5 points for each correct answer. I will present some verbs in the present simple. So students have to change in the present perfect to use their tibia. Students and me will discuss about the topic and general more ideas to better understand it. I will help students if they need to understand why they have to do it in front or another. I will work around monitoring correct pronunciation. And finally, um, students and me conclude the class by reviewing the topic um, bright flight. For the modeling part, I will repeat with the student the form of the verb that we use for doing present perfect. I am going to present the usage and explain. Also, I will translate them in order to provide better understanding in students. Um, to practice in class, that's the real touch guide. Practice students can continue their language, their learning, and get helpful feedback. In this activity proposed, I will encourage students to ask and provide extra information. In addition, I will invite some students to share their findings. I will ask students to do sentences by following the modeling given in modeling. I will support students and monitor their troubles troubles during the test. For independent practice in which students have a chance to reinforce skills by completing a task of series of tasks in their room. For this activity proposed, I will give to the students a worksheet that was painted previously, in which students should make questions um, to their parents and complete the sentence with the correct present perfect. This activity will help them to get involved with the topic by using in the context, which in this case is the class with the parents. To conclude with this lesson plan, uh, I will, it says, in a only way. Students work in a role play, asking questions, imagining that they are in a Tibian context, like the beginning of the class. I will be right to help them with the correct pronunciation, the correct use of the present perfect in sentence. Um, for close review and follow up, if they are still having trouble to understand, the students and me will give some examples in orally way to reinforce the topic students already. Thanks a lot for paying attention to the second lesson plan proposed. Thanks a lot.